So I overhear my kids talking. This is what you do when your kids talk. You put it up on Facebook. Josiah comes to me with that question no parent wants to hear. You're never ready. You know, when you're thinking about it, you already know, son. You already know. Is Santa real, Mom? Now, you know, what did I say? What do you think? No, not yes. You're going to find out one day the world is cruel. I'm like, what do you think? You know, I'm never going to tell you an answer. I'm a teacher. I don't tell you answers. He says, I think grown-ups eat the cookie and milk. I don't know. But how does he get to every kid's house in one night? I guess I believe 51, 52%. I kid you not. I kid you not. I'm thinking to myself, that's my boy. Yes. 51, a percentage. Yes. Yes. Quantify your uncertainty, son. Yes. That's my baby. He came out of this womb. The statistics just poured into him, right? He was the grad student baby. He absorbed all of that. He absorbed it. That's what I was thinking. I look at him with a straight face. Don't forget your margin of error. Have I taught you anything? Have I taught, son? Come on, plus or minus, something. You can't just throw out a percentage like that and not give people, right? So then they start this hypothesis test. He goes to the middle one. He says, Noah, do you think Santa's real? He's like, I don't know. And then they come up with a plot of how they could find out. They said, if we get back to California and we've got presents, that means Santa stopped at our house, left presents, and that he's real. And they were like, yes, yes. And so I'm thinking, oh, my kids are doing a hypothesis test. Like, they're trying to collect data. They're trying to I was like, you could have just cut me with a knife. I was just like, my babies are coming up with an experiment, a statistical hypothesis, and they're going to go back and collect data when we get home and see if they got presents under the tree. So I get on the phone. I call our neighbor. I'm like, Paul, listen, we're going to pay for counseling later, but for now, go get the spare key. Lift up the potted plant. Just get it out. Wait till after Christmas, because everything's going to be on sale anyway. Go crazy, $100. You can get tons of stuff, right? It's all on sale. So Paul does. Paul goes, he gets stuff, he goes into our house, puts it under the tree, and my kids walk in. And they run to the tree because they're like, because I guess they didn't think I heard them. And so we're like, what is it, kids? Huh? What's all the ruckus? Santa came, right? They're here, they're in the room. I can only say this because they're not here. Do you see how we travel? This is how we roll with our future data rock star shirts on. Yeah. If you ever see us on the plane, we're all coordinated with our math ability. I've also thought about ways to increase the pipeline. So every year at Harvey Mudd, in fact, this year, April 20th, I believe, we're going to do this conference again for underrepresented girls, middle and high school girls, to get them excited about STEM. I really wanted to give them an opportunity to be mentored by local women who are in STEM, mathematicians, computer scientists, engineers. So we have this conference on campus, and it really sort of came from my interaction with Claudia. Right? She was a great mentor. I got to see the type of work that she did. She talked to me about things that I was interested in. She took me to get my hair done and get highlights. Right? She gave me voice. And so this conference was meant to give local girls voice and get them excited about math and science and engineering, help them see themselves in this field. I also get my students to volunteer. And this started as just sort of a like, I need help, we will feed you, show up on Saturday. But what it really did was to help my students see their privilege, because often it's hard to communicate privilege when my students have lived in it all their life. So they don't really understand what privilege is. And so to see these girls from local high schools and, my students are talking to them and getting them excited. And they're like, so what AP classes are you signed up for? And they're like, what is AP? Like, oh, your school must have IB. Are you taking any IB classes? You'd be great. And they're like, IB? And then all of a sudden, one of my students came to me and said, Prof. Williams, like, there's no way this girl could ever come to Harvey Mudd because her school doesn't even have the classes that are going to prepare her to get accepted. Right? And then I look at her and I say, exactly. Right? That's why we have to do what we can to bring the next generation with us.